Have you ever been to a spa, or at least wanted to? Well, after you see some of these dirty little spa secrets, you might just end up changing your mind. And while you're here, how about giving that subscribe button a little massage with your finger? They think you smell. No, massage therapists and other spa employees don't think everybody stinks like a soaking wet yak that just came off a soccer pitch made of onions. They do, however, have to deal with people who think it's perfectly alright to show up for their massage just after a workout without showering beforehand. This kind of behavior just boggles the mind, because spas are known for amenities like steam rooms and baths. Luckily for the stinkiest patrons, therapists will refuse to work on them until they've had a chance to scrub off whatever nasty gunk they thought was okay to drag along with them. But it doesn't happen every single time, which means, yeah, you guessed it, that rank nasty stink is slipping and sliding all over the massage table that you might just be next in line to lounge upon. Sure, any self-respecting establishment would have a policy of wiping down any surface that comes into contact with bare sweat or skin, but you know deep down in your heart that there is probably years worth of stink soaked into that mat. They prefer your underwear off. Obviously, massage therapists aren't going to judge or throw shade at you if you opt to not completely strip down for a session. All the never nudes out there can breathe a sigh of relief for that one. Therapists do admit, however, that by choosing to keep those jean shorts on, you may be missing out on the best massage experience possible. And no, not like that, get your mind out of the gutter. The trouble is, when dealing with a customer who opts to remain closed, there's just that much more material they have to work around. When presented with a bare canvas, massage therapists are able to work out much more smoothly and comfortably. And that's what we all want, right? The truth of the matter is that massage therapists just don't care how your body looks under wraps. As part of the job, they have to rub, squeeze, and nudge literally hundreds of bodies per week. After working on that many human beings, there's really nothing that grosses them out or surprises them. The only time that therapists apparently prefer customers who remain closed is for women during certain times of the month. In situations like that, most specialists appreciate a quick heads up. Their licenses don't matter. This little secret doesn't mean that just anybody can Photoshop their own spa certificate anytime they please. Massage therapists and other spa employees usually do have to undergo at least some form of certification training in order to work at most establishments. The truth of the matter here, however, is that seeing a certificate on the wall doesn't automatically guarantee an A+ world-class massage. Massage especially is a very personal, nuanced art that requires years and years of practice to really excel at it. That's not to say that certified massage therapists are underqualified to do their job. Most certification courses require strenuous work and serious attention to detail. It's just that the quality of a massage is something that's a little harder to quantify. It's like judging one piece of art against another. It's one of those intrinsically human art forms that simply has to be experienced to understand. And believe us, you know the difference between an alright massage and an incredible one immediately. They make fun of customers. It may not sound like the nicest thing on earth, but just like with any other career in the service industry, there are just some massages that turn into incidents too downright hilarious not to share with their coworkers. Of course, they're professional about it, they'd never use your real name, and they focus more on the aspect that directly involves the work at hand. Just imagine a scenario like this one. A couple comes in to enjoy side-by-side massages. The gentleman who asked for extra work on his neck and back never mentions to avoid a specific area. When the massage begins, he jumps into a sitting position and the technician gets to work. As they approach his scalp, his hair sounds a lot like tearing Velcro. The man tells the technician to focus more on his legs, because as it turns out, he's on a date with a new girlfriend and is wearing a toupee. Now how could you not share that kind of story among coworkers? Not all treatments are worth it. Whether you're visiting your local spa back at home or looking to experience an exotic new location during your international vacation, you should most definitely take a little time beforehand to do your research on the particular spa you're planning to visit. Many spas, massage parlors, and other specialty shops offer a massive variety of both body and facial treatments. But before you take that plunge and invest in a costly $2,000 full-day package, please be aware that only some of those treatments are actually worth the sometimes exorbitant price tag. As just one example, according to studies of particular ocean lining cruise ships, facial treatments can sometimes wind up being generally overpriced and nowhere near up to the popular standards that you would expect on a mainland location. When visiting a spa on dry land, you should definitely first investigate some reviews submitted by trustworthy beauty and leisure writers in order to ascertain exactly what treatments should yield great results and which ones they'd advise you to skip. Facials might not actually do anything. Just like we mentioned in another entry, facials can sometimes tend to be way too overpriced for the benefits they provide. According to a report featured in the New York Times, facials actually rank as the third most popular requested service at spas and massage parlors across the entire United States, ranking just below massages and nail care. The thing is, though, not everybody is actually convinced that these famous, often luxurious treatments even work, which means that for all those people who include facials as a necessary part of their skincare routine, just may have been wasting their time all along. Oh, the humanity. Surprisingly enough, it's the dermatologists out there that often voice skepticism at that particular spa treatment that happens to be completely unsupported by scientific evidence are actually capable of delivering the results they often promise. But on the other hand, there are in fact some dermatologists that hire estheticians in order to provide scientifically proven services including peels, microdermabrasion, and extractions. Just know this, when the time comes for you to finally go for that facial, the esthetician should always customize it based on your skin type and whatever skincare concerns you have. Otherwise, the results of your likely expensive treatment just may not likely be worth the cost. You can do a lot of treatments at home. One of the biggest secrets that spas don't want anyone else to know is simply the fact that almost anyone can pull off similar treatments that you'd find at a spa all on your own from the comfort of your own house. This truth couldn't come at a better time, especially as it seems like everyone is trying to save whatever kinds of cash they can these days. We can all agree that one of the worst things about having to tighten up your expenditures budget is having to give up little fun things. Spa treatments are almost certainly little fun things with sizable costs that unfortunately add up really quickly. While it isn't quite the same as having your very own personal team of attendants to wait on your every need and desire, there certainly are a few at-home treatments you can take advantage of in order to keep you looking and feeling your best regardless of these trying times. Some of the best treatments you can learn to master include manicures, deep conditioning, personal massage, and aromatherapy. Who needs the spa anyways? Choosing the right spa is essential. This secret can be a game changer, especially when there are only a few spas to choose from in whatever local area you may be looking. Choosing the perfect spa for your own personal needs can be a rather daunting and overwhelming experience. There are all sorts of varieties and types of spa treatments available, and each and every one of them offers some sort of unique or particularly different specialty. For example, you could choose to visit a location owned by the massive company Massage Envy, which happens to be the largest massage chain in the United States of America with over 1.65 million members to date. Former employees have described Massage Envy as a, quote, bare bones operation, offering therapeutic massage and other basic treatments like chemical peels. A location like this would be fine for someone who's only looking for something simple and affordable, but be aware that larger corporate chains often employ people who are just starting out in the industry, and they often have high employee turnover rates. The best long-term solution is to visit locally owned spas where you can form lasting relationships with the employees who can really get to know your needs and requirements in order to achieve the desired results. Image-driven industry. One of the darker and less attractive secrets of the spa industry is the fact that there are potentially some pretty large gender inequality divisions that a lot of people wouldn't expect. Let's be honest, how often do you hear stories about workplace sexism that place the men in disadvantaged positions? Almost never, right? It does happen, of course, and it isn't any more acceptable than when it happens to their female coworkers. Interestingly enough, statistics are slowly emerging that seem to hint that 32% of people admit that they would be suspicious of being treated by a male therapist at a spa. According to a survey of 2,000 people, 26% of men and 16% of women admit to thinking that beauty therapy was an industry that men simply shouldn't work in. At the core of things, the nature of the work itself seems to have an impact on the type of employee it attracts. At the end of the day, spas are intended to be an indulgent, relaxing experience, and to most people, being in the company of a female massage therapist is simply much more comfortable than a male one. Massage therapists are people too. Being a massage therapist certainly has its fair share of all sorts of perks, like discounted supplies, access to the best equipment, and the softness of the hands. But this line of work also comes with a great deal of incredibly unique disadvantages. One of the worst potential drawbacks, in fact, is that it's totally possible for massage therapists to find themselves working on someone that they just so happen to know in real life. Sure, working on your next-door neighbor could make for quite an awkward session, but how about if that client just so happened to be someone you'd had a bad date with? Of course, that's the kind of awkwardness that could make your blood run cold, right? Well, needless to say, it is possible that things could actually get worse than that. And we'll just let you use your imagination there. So just remember when you go to a massage parlor or spa that the people who are working on you are still living, breathing members of society, and there's a chance you might run into them at your grocery store or coffee shop. So please always be respectful. That was only a few of the myriad of wild secrets that spas do not want people to know about. Do you know any others? Let us know in the comments section. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to The Hub for the latest and greatest content we have to offer. Bye for now.